Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be gratitude and perseverance. Well, I've got a quote that I want to share with you. And what I want to talk about today is a simple technique that you can use to help your own internal psychology, to help you persevere, and how you can persevere using gratitude as a starting place. Because sometimes in life, shit just totally sucks. It feels hopeless. You're going to feel totally overwhelmed. You feel emotional, and you've probably heard me talk about dealing with and experiencing and authentically being present with your negative emotions, and that anything that you resist in life is going to persist. So if you have a bad feeling, or you feel sad, you feel depressed, you feel angry, whatever it is, it's not helpful to just avoid that. However, there's going to be times in your life where you're under the gun, you got to get a project done, you have a deadline that you have to meet, or whatever happens to be, and you just don't have the time to sit there and curl up in a ball and cry in your bed and feel sad to get over or to experience the negative emotions that you're feeling, because you got to get yourself into a resourceful state, especially when you're feeling like shit, you're in a total funk. So let me go through this quote real quickly here that I wrote on the topic, then we're going to discuss it a little bit more. And it said, you should think of your brain as being like a computer. Your thoughts and belief system are like a computer software operating system. If your operating system is corrupt with negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and irrational fears, your brain has no choice but to look for more negative evidence to support this. Your brain will focus upon and expand all thoughts and input, good or bad, and despite whether or not that input is accurate or not. The quickest way to change your brain's operating system is to ask positive, high-quality questions that can only elicit great, high-quality, positive answers. A simple, what can I be grateful for in my life right now, is a great starting point to change your attitude, perspective, and the way you are feeling. You should never suppress your negative emotions and ignore them, but instead authentically experience them so they dissolve. Why? Because what you resist will persist. However, there are going to be times in your life where it's not convenient or possible to be fully present with your negative emotions, to feel or experience them. By focusing on what you can be grateful for, you will change the focus of your brain so you can instantly feel better and get yourself into a more resourceful state. One of the things that I learned from Tony Robbins years ago by attending his seminars is to get a feeling in your body, to literally physically change your state, to help you get leverage upon yourself, or to put you in a resourceful state. So if you're sitting at home, or you're sitting in your office, or you're sitting out by a lake contemplating the mysteries of life or what you're going to do next, maybe your girl just up and left you, your wife up and left you, your business just crashed and burned, you got fired from your job, your best friend hates your guts and wants nothing to do with you, you just lost all your money in the stock market. Obviously, those are pretty negative, difficult times. But if you've got something going on in your life that you absolutely have to focus on, and you have to get yourself in a resourceful state to accomplish it, the quickest way to do that is to literally change your physiology. And that means jumping up and down, getting excited, smiling, being happy. I mean, literally physically changing your state instead of just sitting there staring at a computer screen or staring into space. I mean, literally jumping up and down, being excited, smiling. It's like, what do people typically do if you ever watch them, like when they win the Super Bowl or the NBA championship? They usually jump up and down and they put their hands over their head. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to rip my jacket. But that's what people do. And so literally, even if you're feeling like shit, if you're doing it right now and you stand up and you jump up and down and you pump your fists into the air and you close your eyes and you kind of imagine as if you just won the Super Bowl, or you just closed that really big deal that you wanted, or you just made a home run with a trade that you did in the stock market, whatever it happens to be. You literally physically celebrate and think, because your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and what its imagination is. So if you're jumping up and down, you're feeling excited like you just won the Super Bowl, even though you might have just lost all your money in the stock market, your brain is going to elicit those feelings to match the physical state that you're putting your body in. And so when you're feeling sad and depressed, and you start jumping up and down going, yeah, I made it, whatever it happens to be, number one. Even if you don't feel like it, it's going to change your state when you literally physically do that. And another technique that's really helpful is to ask positive, empowering questions like I was sitting at lunch yesterday, and I had a lot of things to do. I hadn't finished my Christmas shopping yet, and I was just thinking, oh, fuck, I got all this shit I got to do before I go out of town. I got videos I got to shoot. I got this I got to do. I got that I got to do. It's like, oh, man. I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling pretty fucking pissed off and not happy about things. And I was just sitting there, and I started thinking to myself, what do I have that I could be grateful for in my life right now? And I started looking around, and here I am. I'm eating at a nice restaurant. I'm eating some really good fucking sushi. I'm sipping on a nice hot tea. And what is my view? I see this beautiful lake. It's sunny out. There's fucking birds flying around. The place where I was having lunch has a nice patio. There's trees all around it. There's birds chirping. The weather's nice. I'm surrounded by people that a lot of them are obviously coming into town because it's Christmas time. They're spending time with their families. They're happy. They're joking around. They're laughing with one another. And so I'm just looking around. I'm thinking, wow, it's a fucking beautiful day out. It's not raining. It's just nice out. It's sunny. The temperature is perfect. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Beautiful sky. I'm looking at the water. Life is great. Business is great. My business is doing better than it ever has. I get emails every day from people that are telling me how much I changed their lives, or how they get their wife back, or they got their ex back, or they lost 50 pounds, or they turned their business around, or they started that business they've always wanted, or maybe they were in college and they changed their career to do something they really love and they really had a passion for, or maybe they went and applied at that company they've always wanted to work at and they actually got the job. It's nice to get emails like that. And so when you start thinking about things like that, like I said, your mind is really just like a computer. It's going to match and mirror back to you whatever you're focusing on in life. And so if you're feeling shitty right now, if you feel like life sucks, or things aren't going really well, or you're just angry and pissed off like I was, start asking yourself this simple question. What do I have in my life right now that I can be grateful for? What can I be excited about? Even if just going, hey, I'm healthy. I have breath in my lungs. If you're still alive, guess what? It means you still have the ability to work at making your life the way you want it. And by jumping up and down and going bananas and crazy, you can even do it in your car. Like, just going bananas in your car, obviously people next to you are like, they might be pointing at you, but that's going to change your state. If you put yourself in a state physically and you match and mirror what guys that just won the Super Bowl or the NBA championship or just broke the home run record if they're a player, or he closed a big deal, what people, human beings naturally instinctively raise their hands and pump their fists above their head. You see it. And if you match and mirror that kind of physical behavior, it will change the state you're in. And it'll put you, and then when after 5 minutes of going crazy and going bananas like you just won the lottery, even though you might have lost everything, you're going to feel different. And if you feel different, and you're thinking about all the things that you have to be grateful for, it's like, think about it. Whatever your brain focuses on, guess what? It expands. Because your brain has no choice but to give you more of what you're asking of it. Give you more of what you're focusing on. And then when you get yourself into a positive, resourceful state by jumping up and down and acting like a fool and laughing your ass off, even when you feel like fucking crying, guess what? You're going to feel better. And that's going to put you in a resourceful state. Maybe you got a job interview and you're right before you go in, you're thinking, oh fuck, I'm gonna totally submarine this thing. I'm gonna fucking deep six this interview. I'm just not even feeling it right now. And then you start going bananas, jumping around in your car, going, yeah, I got it, I'm gonna get this job, or whatever, acting like a crazy person. And then you get out, you're gonna have a smile on your face, and when you walk in, you see that receptionist, you're like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? I'm doing fucking great. And obviously you might not say it if you work in the politically correct world. That's how I would talk, obviously. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about this opportunity. I'm excited about this interview. I'm excited to meet with this investor. I'm excited to meet with a potential business partner. Whatever it happens to be, I'm excited to get into this university. I'm excited to start my business. I'm excited to turn my life around. I'm excited to join a gym. I'm excited to see my friend. Whatever it happens to be. You put yourself in a good, resourceful state, It's going to completely change your experience. And later on that night, when you get home and you're by yourself, you can go, and you can cry and you can moan and you can be upset and feel whatever you got negative emotions that you need to feel. But it's a great technique. It'll really work for you, and it'll really appreciate it. I mean, think about it. Like if you ask yourself, like one of the things that I remember, like when I was a kid growing up, because my parents never hugged us, they never said I love you, they never said I'm proud of you. They just pretty much yelled at us whenever we did something wrong, and other than that, they pretty much ignored us. And so as a child, you start to think, why am I not loved? Am I not lovable? Is there something wrong with me? Why is there something wrong with me? Why my parents don't love me? Why does life suck so bad? Why do people don't like me? Or why didn't this work out for me? Why did I fail that test? Why didn't that girl like me? It's like, think about it. You totally get on a negative thread, and it's like when you ask yourself those kind of shitty questions, guess what? Your brain has no choice but to give you shitty answers. Again, you get what you focus on in life. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone session, Skype session, or email coaching, and you can choose either of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and just follow the instructions for booking whatever option works for you. And I will talk to you soon.